Live with eNCA Lunchtime. A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tembekile Mkhototo. Young people around the world are taking on the fight against climate change. Thousands of pupils have skipped school today to protest as they try to force politicians to act. They say, amongst other things, icebergs are melting away and animals are losing their natural habitats. It all started with a Swedish teenager who skipped school on Fridays in a bid to raise awareness. Now, activists are joining the battle from various parts of the world, many of them here at home. Let's touch base with our team on this story. Watching it for us from the capital, Pretoria, is Janke Tolmay. And Janke, let's begin with just the turnout at the Union Buildings leg of these demonstrations and what it is that South African young people want from those in power.
Well, it was a pretty small group who came out here in Pretoria. Most of them have unfortunately left because they only had time until 1 p.m. But even though the numbers were small, this did not affect their passion for this specific issue. Young people as young as kids as young as 9 coming out saying that if governments do not act, it's their future that's going to be at stake. So many skipping school or the short amount of school that they had this morning to show that they need to take action. I have here with me one of the organisers who I convinced to stay a little bit longer just to chat to us quickly, Chris Engelbrecht. Obviously, today was about the kids, but why was it so important for them to have the opportunity and the platform to come out today to raise this issue about climate change?
Thank you, Janke. Awareness is so important. What we as scientists have realized just over the last few months is the extreme danger of a cascade of tipping points. And people might say, well, it gets a bit warmer, so what? The tipping points essentially are threatening our food supply within a decade or two. And that is the main message that everyone can take to heart on this planet. So what we have to do is very quickly reduce emissions, try and stop emissions by 2030 at the very latest, totally stop carbon dioxide and CH4 emissions. Otherwise, we face an extremely bleak future, all of humanity. So that is the key issue. It's the cascade of tipping points where one thing affects another and it runs out of control. And once we've lost control of the climate, we've lost control of our destiny. We still have a small window and we have to utilize it. And the kids are trying to put pressure that the adults are not sufficiently doing to help governments realize this and take the necessary action.
Well, this started with a young girl in Sweden saying that she needed to take action. This sparked people across the world, and including young South Africans, to come out. Why has it gotten to the point that young people need to take action, and why is it them that are now speaking out?
Well, they realize that their future is at stake. You know, my future is going to be much shorter than the average young person's future. And they understand. They read. They read the science. They read the science that the adults are not reading, or their parents are not reading, governments are not reading. They read it. They do their homework, as they put it. And they realize what's coming. And it's just simple. It's scientific fact. It's not opinion or hearsay or wishful thinking. They read the science. They understand what's happening. And the nice thing about kids, they haven't become so immersed in everything is grey as people of my generation are. They see things in black and white. And especially this particular topic is black and white in terms of its extreme danger. And that is why their voice is so clear and so important. We have to listen to them.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, there you have it from the organizer. If I can just highlight some of the young kids I happened to speak to. A 9-year-old vegan who said that he believes that plant-based diet is the way to go. He said that he wants to fight for his own future. An 11-year-old girl who said she was inspired by the Swedish teenager who actually took action, and that's why she came out with her dad, who had a placard saying "Proud Dad," and just saying that South Africa needs to act, specifically because we're extremely coal-based when it comes to, coal-reliant when it comes to our power, and she is concerned about what her future looks like at this stage.
All right, eNCA reporter Janke Tolmay at the seat of government, the Union Buildings, for us this lunchtime.